Alright, what is up, you guys? I'm here with the Attitude Era, Volume 2. This, in my opinion, was an improvement over the first. We had a lot of kind of unreleased stuff. We had, a lot of just kind of rare moments that haven't been released before. And, that was kind of the disappointment of the first one. A lot of repeats and stuff, but, I don't mind. As long as we're getting multiple volumes of a lot of new content. So what we have is really cool cover. It's kind of like a matte finish, and then it is glossy over the lettering. Really nice. And of course, this is a 3-disc set, and this is just the coolest cover. I mean, what more could you want out of an Attitude Era cover? And then we do have a 6-hour runtime for this one, which is pretty low. That's just pathetic. This could have been a 2-disc set at that point. But, up the price. Make it a 3-disc set. So, yeah. Still really cool artwork and everything. You have kind of like an animation here. I love this. I always thought Mankind looked awesome in that picture. And we have the Raw is War curtain in the background, like the matte curtain, the ring curtain. So that is really cool detail. I like that. And then we have your WWE colors here, black, red, and white. But a lot of content to go over on this one. I do like that, the taped up fist. Alright, so we have the Slammy Awards, Sunny versus Sable versus Marlena versus the Funkettes. And this does not have the same format as the last one. This one's kind of like your hosting format, whereas the other one had, the little segments and vignettes in the very beginning of Disc 1, and this one's more of a compilation. So we have Owen Hart versus Shawn Michaels. And then we have New Age Outlaws versus Cactus Jack and Chainsaw Charlie, better known as Terry Funk. And then we have The Rock versus Ken Shamrock, Stone Cold versus Mr. McMahon, Owen Hart and the Legion of Doom versus Triple H and New Age Outlaws, DX takes New York. We have Falls Count Anywhere, Mankind versus Kane, Sable versus Jacqueline. We have Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Ken Shamrock. And we have a boot camp match for Al Snow's contract. Al Snow versus Sergeant Slaughter. 6-man elimination #1 contenders match. And then we have The Rock versus X-Pac. Disc 2, Mark Henry versus D'Lo Brown. Triple H versus Edge. And then we have Kane versus Stone Cold, where Kane's career is on the line. Hardcore Holly versus the Badass Billy Gunn. Big Show versus Triple H and The Rock, handicap match. Goldust versus The Godfather. The Hardy Boys versus Edge and Christian, Shotgun Saturday Night. Casket match, The Rock versus The Undertaker. And then Jeff Jarrett versus Test. Disc 3, we have The Acolytes versus Kane and X-Pac. Mark Henry sex therapy sessions. And then Mark Henry and Mae Young get a room. We all know what that leads to. Triple threat match, Kurt Angle versus Chris Jericho versus Taz. Then we have Chris Jericho versus Kurt Angle. Eddie Guerrero versus Dean Malenko from Heat. The Rock and Lita versus Kurt Angle and Stephanie McMahon Helmsley. Lita versus Ivory versus Jacqueline. Gerald Briscoe versus Crash Holly. And then we have the evening gown match with Pat Patterson and Gerald Briscoe. And then The Rock and Lita versus Triple H and Trish Stratus. So as you can see, there's a lot of Raw stuff on here, which is good. Not as much pay-per-view. So you're going to get more new content for this one, which is an improvement. So I definitely prefer these of all three, or this one of all 3 volumes. And overall, I thought this was a big win. The only problem is the 6-hour runtime. You obviously could fit a whole nother 3 hours in there. But it is what it is. So let me know what you guys thought. Let me know what you think of this set. And for now, this has been the DVD Freak. Peace out.